Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm a little late. I have a reason. I'll explain it later. February 9th. Offerings for the Tabernacle, Exodus 25, 1 through 9, which is 1446 or 1280 BC. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel to bring me their sacred offerings. Accept the contribution from all whose hearts are moved to offer them. Here is a list of sacred offerings you may accept from them: gold, silver, bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, fine linen and goat hair for cloth, tanned ram skin and fine goat skin leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the lamps, spices for the anointing oil and fragrance incense, onyx stones and other gemstones to be set in the ephod and the priest's chestpiece. Have the people of Israel build me a holy sanctuary so I can live among them. You must build this tabernacle and its furnishings exactly according to the pattern I will show you." Plans for the Ark, Exodus 25, 10 through 22. Have the people make an ark of acacia wood, a sacred chest 45 inches long, 27 inches wide, and 27 inches high. Overlay it inside and outside with pure gold, and run a molding of gold around it. Cast 4 gold rings and attach them to its 4 feet, 2 rings on each side. Make poles from acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Insert the poles into the rings at the side of the ark to carry it. These carrying poles must stay inside the rings, never remove them. When the ark is finished, place inside it the stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant which I will give to you. Then make the ark's cover, the place of atonement, from pure gold. It must be 45 inches long and 27 inches wide. Then make 2 cherubim from hammered gold and place them on the 2 ends of the atonement cover. Mold the cherubim on each end of the atonement cover, making it all one piece of gold. The cherubim will face each other and look down on the atonement cover. With their wings spread above it, they will protect it. Place inside the ark the stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant which I will give to you. Then put the atonement cover on top of the ark. I will meet you there and talk to you from above the atonement cover, between the gold cherubim that hover over the ark of the covenant. From there I will give you my commands for the people of Israel. Plans for the table, Exodus 25, 23 through 30. Then make a table of acacia wood, 36 inches long and 18 inches wide and 27 inches high. Overlay it with pure gold and run a gold molding around the edge. Decorate it with a 3-inch border all around and run a gold molding along the border. Make 4 gold rings for the table and attach them at the 4 corners next to the 4 legs. Attach the rings near the border to hold the poles that are used to carry the table. Make these poles from acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Make special containers of pure gold for the table, bowls, ladles, pitchers, and jars, to be used in the pouring out of liquid offerings. Place the bread of presence on the table to remain before me at all times. Plans for the lampstand, Exodus 25, 31 through 40. Make a lampstand of pure hammered gold. Make the entire lampstand and its decorations of one piece: the base, center stem, lamp cups, buds, and petals. Make it with 6 branches going out from the center stem, 3 on each side. Each of the 6 branches will have lamp cups shaped like almond blossoms, complete with buds and petals. Craft the center of the stem of the lampstand with the 4 lamp cups shaped like almond blossoms, complete with buds and petals. There will be an almond bud beneath each pair of branches, where the 6 branches extend from the center stem. The almond buds and branches must all be one piece with the center stem, and they must be hammered from pure gold. Then make 7 lamps for the lampstand, and set them so they reflect their light forward. The lamp snuffers and trays must also be made of pure gold. You will need 75 pounds of pure gold from the lampstand and its accessories. You ever wonder where they get that? There wasn't a Walmart. Be sure that you make everything according to the pattern I have shown you here on the mountain. Plans for the tabernacle, Exodus 26, 1 through 37. Make the tabernacle from 10 curtains of finely woven linen. Decorate the curtains with blue and purple and scarlet thread and skillfully embroidered cherubim. These 10 curtains must all be exactly the same size, 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. Join 5 of the curtains together to make one long curtain, and then join the other 5 into the second long curtain. Put loops of blue yarn along the edge of each of the curtains in each set. The 50 loops along the edge of one curtain are to match the 50 loops along the edge of the other curtain. Then make 50 gold clasps and fasten the long curtain together with clasps. In this way, the tabernacle will be made one long continuous piece. Make 11 curtains of goat hair cloth to serve as a tent covering for the tabernacle. These 11 curtains must all be exactly the same size, 45 feet long, and 6 feet wide. Join each of these curtains together to make one long curtain, and join the other 6 into the second long curtain. Allow 3 feet of material from the second set of curtains to hang over the front of the sacred tent. Make 50 loops for one edge of each large curtain. Make 50 bronze clasps and fasten the loops of the long curtains with the clasps. In this way, the tent covering will be made of one continuous piece. The remaining 3 feet of this tent covering will be left to hang over the back of the tabernacle. Allow 18 inches of remaining material to hang down over each side so the tabernacle is completely covered. Complete the tent covering with a protective layer of tanned ram skins and a layer of fine goatskin leather. For the framework of the tabernacle, construct frames of acacia wood. Each frame must be 15 feet high and 27 inches wide, with 2 pegs under each frame. Make all the frames identical. Make 20 of these frames to support the curtains on the south side of the tabernacle. Also make 40 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame, with the pegs fitting securely into the bases. For the north side of the tabernacle, make another 20 frames, with their 40 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. Make 6 frames for the west side of the tabernacle, along with 2 additional frames to reinforce the rear corners of the tabernacle. These corner frames will be matched at the bottom and firmly attached at the top with a single ring, forming a single corner unit. Make both of these corner units the same way, so there will be 8 frames at the rear of the tabernacle, set in 16 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. Make crossbars of acacia wood to link the frames, 5 crossbars to the north side of the tabernacle, and 5 for the south side. Also make 5 crossbars from the rear of the tabernacle, which will face west. The middle crossbar, attached halfway up the frames, will run all the way from one end of the tabernacle to the other. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the crossbars. Overlay the crossbars with gold as well. Set up this tabernacle according to the pattern you were shown on the mountain. For the inside of the tabernacle, make a special curtain of finely woven linen. Decorate it with purple, blue, and scarlet thread, and with skillfully embroidered cherubim. Hang this curtain on gold hooks attached to 4 posts of acacia wood. Overlay the posts with gold and set them in 4 silver bases. Hang the inner curtains from clasps and put the Ark of the Covenant in the room behind it. The curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place. Then put the Ark's cover, a place of atonement, on top of the Ark of the Covenant inside the most holy place. Place the table outside the inner curtain on the north side of the tabernacle, and place the lampstand across the room on the south side. Make another curtain for the entrance of the scarlet tent. Make it of finely woven linen and embroider it with exquisite design using blue, purple, and scarlet thread. Craft 5 posts from acacia wood. Overlay them with gold and hang the curtain from them with gold hooks. Cast 5 bronze bases for the posts. Plans for the altar of burnt offering. Exodus 27, 1-8. Using acacia wood, construct a square altar, 7.5 feet wide, 7.5 feet long, and 4.5 feet high. Make horns for each of its corners so that the horns of the altar are all one piece. Overlay the altar with bronze. Make ash buckets, shovels, basins, meat forks, and fire pans, all of bronze. Make a bronze grating for it and attach 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. Install the grating halfway down the side of the altar, under the ledge, for carrying the altar and making poles from acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. Insert the poles through the rings on the 2 sides of the altar. The altar must be hollow, made from planks. Build it just as you were shown on the mountain. Plans for the courtyard. Exodus 27, 9-21. Then make the courtyard for the tabernacle, enclosed with curtains made of finely woven linen. On the south side, make the curtains 150 feet long. They will be held up by 20 posts set securely in 20 bronze bases. I can get us food. Hold on just a minute, y'all. take a break from your measurements. You want to do it? All right. I'll go like this. There, the camera's this way. They can't see. Gotta feed the dog. Where was I? All article used in the rituals of the tabernacle, including all the tent pegs used to support the tabernacle and the courtyard curtains, must be made of bronze. Command the people of Israel to bring you pure oil of pressed olives for the light, to keep the lamps burning continually. The lampstand will stand in the tabernacle in front of the inner curtain that shields the Ark of the Covenant. Aaron and his son must keep the lamps burning in the Lord's presence all night. Hey now. All right. Now, where am I? This is a permanent law for the people of Israel, and it must be observed from generation to generation. Clothing for the priests, Exodus 28, 1-5. Call for your brother Aaron and his sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, and set them apart from the rest of the people of Israel, so they may minister to me and to be my priests. Make sacred garments for Aaron that are glorious and beautiful. Instruct all the skilled craftsmen whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom. Have them make garments for Aaron that will distinguish him as a priest, set apart for my service. These are the garments they are to make: a chest piece, an ephod, a robe, a patterned tunic, a turban, and a sash. They are to make these sacred garments for your brother Aaron and his sons to wear when they serve me as priests. So give them fine linen cloth and gold, and blue and purple and scarlet thread. Design of the ephod, Exodus 28, 6-14. The craftsman must make the ephod finely woven linen and skillfully embroider it with gold and with blue and purple and scarlet thread. It will consist of 2 pieces, front and back, joined at the shoulders with 2 shoulder pieces. The decorative sash will be made from the same materials, finely woven linen and embroidered with gold. I thought it was out of water. Sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of gold in here. Finely embroidered with gold and blue and purple and scarlet thread. Take 2 onyx stones and engrave them on the names, the tribes of Israel. 6 names will be on each stone, arranged in order of the births of the original sons of Israel. Engrave these names on the 2 stones in the same way the jeweler engraves a seal. Then mount the stones in the setting of gold filigree. Fasten the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod as a reminder that Aaron represents the people of Israel. Aaron will carry these names on his shoulders as a constant reminder that whenever he goes before the Lord. Make the settings of gold filigree, then braid 2 cups of pure gold and attach them to the filigree settings on the shoulders of the ephod. All right, design of the chest piece. This is a long chapter. Exodus 28, 15-30. Then, with great skill and care, make a chest piece to be worn for seeking a decision from God. Make it to match the ephod, using finely woven linen, embroidered with gold and with purple and scarlet thread. Make the chest piece of a single piece of cloth, folded to form a pouch of 9 inches square. Mount 4 rows of gemstones on it. The first row will contain a red carnelian, a pale green peridot, and an emerald. The second row will contain a turquoise, a blue lapis lazuli, a white moonstone, and a white moonstone. The third row will contain an orange jacinth, and a agate, and a purple amethyst. The fourth row will contain a blue-green beryl, an onyx, and a green jasper. All these stones will be set in gold filigree. Each stone will represent one of the 12 sons of Israel, and the name of that tribe will be engraved on it like a seal. To attach the chest piece to the ephod, make braided cords of pure gold thread. Then make 2 gold rings and attach them to the top corners of the chest piece. Tie the 2 gold cords to the 2 rings on the chest piece. Tie the other ends of the cord to the gold settings on the shoulder pieces of the ephod. Then make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the inside edges of the chest piece next to the ephod. And make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the front of the ephod, below the shoulder pieces, just above the knot where the decorative sash is fastened to the ephod. Then attach the bottom rings of the chest piece to the rings on the ephod with the blue cords. This will hold the chest piece securely to the ephod above the decorative sash. In this way, Aaron will carry the names of the tribes of Israel on the sacred chest piece over his heart when he goes into the holy place. This will be a continual reminder that he represents the people when he comes before the Lord. Insert the Urim and the Thummim in the sacred chest piece so they will be carried over Aaron's heart when he goes to the Lord's presence. In this way, Aaron will always carry over his heart objects used to determine the Lord's will for his people whenever he goes before the Lord. Additional clothing for priests. Exodus 28:31 through 43. Make the robe that is worn with the ephod from a single piece of blue cloth, with an opening for Aaron's head in the middle of it. Reinforce the opening with a woven collar so it will not tear. Make pomegranates out of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and attach them to the hem of the robe, with gold bells between them. The gold bells and the pomegranates are to alternate all around the hem. Aaron will wear this robe whenever he ministers before the Lord, and the bells will tinkle as he goes in and out of the Lord's presence in the holy place. If he wears it, he will not die. Next, make a medallion of pure gold and engrave it like a seal with these words, Holy to the Lord. Attach the medallion with a blue cord to the front of Aaron's turban, where it must remain. Aaron must wear it on his forehead so he may take on himself any guilt of the people of Israel when they consecrate their sacred offerings. He must always wear it on his forehead so the Lord will accept the people. Weave Aaron's patterned tunic from fine linen cloth. Fashion the turban from this linen as well. Also make a sash and decorate it with colorful embroidery. For Aaron's sons, make tunics, sashes, and special head coverings that are glorious and beautiful. Clothe your brother Aaron and his sons with these garments, and then anoint and ordain them. Consecrate them so they can serve my priests. Also, make a linen undergarment for them to be worn next to their bodies, reaching from their hips to their thighs. These must be worn whenever Aaron and his sons enter the tabernacle or approach the altar of the holy place to perform their priestly duties. Then they will not incur guilt and die. This is a permanent law for Aaron and all of his descendants after him. Whoo, good night. That is a hard read. Oh my goodness. I have the worst time focusing and reading and processing the measurements and do this and do that, do this and do that. I struggle hard with these next couple of chapters. But I know that they're important and I know that they're written for a reason and they're to show us, I feel like all that detail and all that specific is to show us our need for a savior, because we could never meet all of these rules and regulations. They met these building regulations, but can you imagine how much work all of that was to do? And then when it comes to the laws and all the thou shalt this and thou shalt not and thou shalt this, oh my goodness, I struggle with it hard. All right, so today is actually day 40. Yesterday when I said, how did I get to day 40? Or I don't know, I messed up. Somewhere along the line, I have missed a devotion because today is the 40th day of the year, but we are on day 41. That's why I'm late. I have gone through this book over and over and over to see if they misnumbered something, because I couldn't possibly have skipped a page. They have not misnumbered anything. So I have skipped a devotion somewhere along the way, and I'm going to go back through my videos and figure out which devotion I skipped over. I even looked, every single one of my pages has been folded over. So I was on the page, but I didn't read the page right. Maybe, Sherry, maybe I read 2 one day and didn't read. I don't think so. I think I skipped one because it's actually day 40, but I'm on day 1. So I'm going to read day 41 today, even though it's day 40. And then later today, I'm going to go back through my devotions and figure out day 38. You're right. I don't think I read this. I think you're right, Mallory. I think I might have skipped day 38. but the page has been over. I'm going to go back. I'm going to read 41 today, and then I'm going to go back and check my YouTube video, make sure, because my memory is terrible. I don't think I read this, but I may have. Like, I don't know. So I'm going to go back and check, and if that's the day I skipped, I'll read it tomorrow. Difference does it make, right? It doesn't have to be in any particular order. I don't do things the way things are supposed to be done. Have we not learned that about me yet? All right. Day 40/41. A returning spirit. One of the most important attitudes we can have in our life is a returning spirit. Jeremiah 5:3 tells us about the children of Israel who refused to return, which invoked the judgment of God. I want to have a returning spirit in my heart, returning back to God when I grieve the Holy Spirit, returning back to God's plumb line of truth when I get into deception, and return back to a soft and tender spirit when my heart becomes hard. Not only should I have a returning spirit towards the Lord, but also towards my husband, returning to a soft, sweet spirit when I become haughty and independent, and returning to a submissive spirit when I would rather do my own thing. One of the secrets of a harmonious marriage is to keep a returning spirit. God leaves us with an amazing promise in the last verse of the Old Testament. He shall turn the heart of fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Malachi 4:6. The Hebrew word for shuv is translated turn 80 times and return 491 times. God's greatest longing is for returning back to his heart for family, to see children as he sees them, and to embrace into our families the children he plans for us. Let's see. Was that my lunch? If you can't remember what you just ate because you wolfed it down so quickly, wait up. The hormone oxytocin is released when you eat a relaxing meal. Of course, life is not perfect. Our days get crazy, and none of us have a full hour to enjoy every meal. But we can learn to slow down, sit down, and savor a meal whenever possible. Oxytocin is your natural stress buster and fights all manner of disease. Eating good food in a relaxed atmosphere releases higher amounts of this hormone. The scripture shares that Jesus and his disciples spent time relaxing at meals, and these are times when he shared many of his precious truths. We all know that a relaxed atmosphere does not happen on its own. Get proactive. Sit down while you eat. Do your best not to multitask. Think about the wonders of the flavor and the fact that you are eating. Chew before you swallow. Do your best to arrange your day so your meals and snacks do not fall at the most chaotic times. Avoid arguing. Delay disciplining children while eating. That can wait unless there is a dire need. Avoid answering needless phone calls. Try to make your next meal an occasion. If you don't remember the experience of your last meal, you'll be much more inclined to constantly graze or snack because the emotional needs of eating were not met. Serene and Pearl. Struggle makes us stronger. Then they say if you're a writer, you should write every day. You don't wait for inspiration. You find it. In my situation, I'm writing to encourage. But what about those days when I need encouragement myself? Today is one of those days. Half an hour ago, I walked around feeling like I was a failure. People shouldn't listen to me. How can I write positive things when I feel this negative? But if I had it easy, no one would want to listen to me because I would have no empathy. If I face my own challenges, it's more likely others can relate. Maybe I shouldn't just write about triumphs. Maybe I should write about hard times too. Maybe I should write about how they led to triumphs. I can pep talk myself out of it. If I remind myself that this struggle will only make me stronger, just as your struggles make you stronger too. Meadow. Okay. Thank you, Mallory. I'll go look. Thanks for joining me this morning. I will not be live for breakfast on the main page. I will only be live for a few minutes this morning in my coaching group to say good morning and get people off on their day. So I will see you back tomorrow morning for more joyful daily devotions, confusing daily devotions, and then breakfast tomorrow. Okay, you guys, I love you all. Thanks for joining me today. And if you're not in my coaching group and won't get to see me live for breakfast, stay on plan for crying out loud. It's the on-planiest day of the week. We stay on plan on Wednesdays. Okay, I love you guys.